The biggest obstacle to receiving God's forgiveness isn't Him, it's you. Sometimes you may find within your life that even though that God is forgiving you of your sin, you're still having a hard time accepting His forgiveness. If you're wondering why you're having a hard time accepting the forgiveness of God and walking in it, it might be because of something that you're doing. All this comes from this one simple problem. You're refusing to forgive yourself. And because you're refusing to forgive yourself, you're hindering receiving God's forgiveness. Oftentimes, this problem arises within Christians' lives. God forgives us, but we don't forgive ourselves. God forgives us and cleanses us of all unrighteousness, as He says in the scriptures, but we still hold that guilt and that shame over our head. God forgives us and extends His grace and His mercy and His love to us and wants us to move on, but we want to be stuck in the past and we harbor unforgiveness towards ourselves. Again, God has already forgiven you, but you're not walking in it because you harbor unforgiveness towards yourself. But for anybody that harbors unforgiveness towards themselves, I just want to tell you, if God has forgiven you, then go ahead and forgive yourself. God has forgiven you of your sin. Take His judgment on you and not your own, because He is the objective and the ultimate judge, and you should surrender and yield yourself to His decision and not your own decision. And do not allow how you feel about yourself to take precedence over how He feels about you, but instead adopt God's mindset about you and then begin to walk in His forgiveness. Do not continue to allow unforgiveness towards yourself hinder your ability to accept God's forgiveness or your relationship with God, but instead forgive yourself just as God has forgiven you. But I hope that this helped and brought some clarity and that the Spirit of God speaks to those whom He needs to speak to. If you want more content like this, just go and drop a sub or a follow. If you want to hear more teachings from me that are outside of short form content, I would recommend you join my Bible classes every single Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Google Meets.